Liquidation. Stop loss triggered. Bottom sold. Bored ape stolen.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this video, a market update, a bit of a random one to be honest with you. Just going to cover some of the things that have caught my attention over the last 24 hours or so. So we're going to dive straight in here and just see what's going on. So BTC is up to 98.8K. So we had key economic data in the US, which we kind of sold off into, which has been a bit of a weird trend where we sell off into these key dates. We had CPI coming out for America and everything came in bang on as expected pretty much. So it was kind of a nothing burger and the market has reacted positively to that, obviously having previously sold off, which has been a little bit strange as other risk hasn't sold off, but crypto kind of was. Also seen a bit of bifurcation, if you will, from Bitcoin kind of holding ground, but the alts were selling off quite badly. So interesting to see how that dynamic plays out. But overall, bit of a nothing burger in the US today. We've also got $1 billion being minted by Tether on ETH mainnet. There's huge inflows of dollars onto ETH mainnet, and that makes for some appetizing stuff to happen, I think, in the next few months, maybe around ETH-based DeFi. This was something I wanted to pull up here. Fartcoin versus WIF. So the kind of first big sell-off here for Fartcoin was like a 75-80% correction. And this just kind of reminds me of the early WIF price action. This was before the March run-up, where you had correction kind of one here, going down like 80%. And then the second correction came in, not as heavy, but still it's like 60, probably 65% from the wick up there. And actually coming in at similar numbers like 40, 50 cents down to teens. And then Fartcoin, as we just saw here, went from like 40 cents region down to the teens. And then it started to move up again. And then WIF, after it managed to break that level. What happened then was the big move through the end of Feb into March, where WIF went from like 30 cents to $4. I think the top $4.80 there, which is pretty incredible. So if we do have, or we're lucky enough to see a repeat of this kind of price action, could be a big start to 2025 for Fartcoin here. So this thing garnering a lot of mind share. Some of the takes you're seeing from like boomer TradFi accounts on Twitter have been pretty hilarious. People calling for more rate cuts not to continue and tighter monetary policy required when you have Fartcoin trading at almost $500 million in market cap. Pretty hilarious. The next bit of news here is the announcements from Beam. So Beam, previously Merit Circle, last cycle, of course, this time round, brand new chart, fresh coat of paint. They just put out this video here, which is unreal. I'll leave a link to this down below. I won't play it right now. I'll blow your ears out. But the quality for that promo video is obscene, which you want to see. You want to see this hugely high production value from anyone who's going to be seriously having a pop at the gaming market this time round. So there's 4 pillars they're attacking here. Global expansion. They have this kind of Abu Dhabi partnership. Abu Dhabi wants to become one of the global hubs for gaming. And there seems to be $150 million being touted in terms of an investment fund. So this could mean hugely deep pockets coming into the Beam ecosystem and them just having a huge grip over the gaming ecosystem when it comes to crypto gaming, and also point 2 on their AI as well. So gaming AI crossover, something we're going to see more and more of. This shows you how much of a forward thinker the guy behind Parallel TCG and Parallel Colony was. Like, this guy's been talking about gaming and AI agents in games for like 2 years. And now it's coming to fruition. You're seeing all these teams building around that. So Beam will have an AI division. I think they have like an Oxford professor or something back in this crazy shit. Beam L1 is also coming, going to have its own L1. Probably means Beam will be the gas token, thus repricing, and Beam nodes. So nodes are a way to allow for the community to participate with ownership of the network and validation and all those kinds of things. Potential nice ROI as well for the community for getting involved. These things in the previous gaming run of 2021, like node sales and stuff, pumped the prices of things. Maybe they'll want you to lock up tokens or buy up huge numbers of Beam tokens. I can see it's kind of a movie I've seen before here, and this is quite exciting. The Beam treasury is obscene. They have $150 million in venture, 34 mil in cash, 43 mil in liquid crypto, and around $1 million in NFTs. AI XBT actually spouted out some bullish propaganda earlier. First gaming fund in the Emirates, just launched through Beam Ventures, 150 mil targeting gaming and AI infrastructure. So institutional money is adopting this. It's a 1.7 bill market cap with top 10 treasury in the space, 39% of tokens already burned, maintaining strength at around 3.2 level, whilst other alts were bleeding. So very, very interesting stuff. And AIXBT dishing out the alpha here. You can see on burnbeam.com, 38% of total supply has been burned so far. The most recent one was at the end of October, I believe, and they burned like 1.9% of supply then, so $22 million. This is an interesting one due to the fact they have that burn dynamic, and I think this again is very bullish for price action and for getting people's mouths to froth at the potential for them to burn even more and more and more tokens and keep the supply down. So you can see max supply. This is the 100 billion tokens less what has been burned. I just think this makes for a really, really exciting, easy one to allocate to in the gaming sector for this run. Like just one of the most simple set forget. This thing is almost destined to go higher. They're no doubt going to have $1 billion treasury at some point in probably like Q1 when gaming starts to really reprice, as Gunzilla probably kicks off a major gaming season. And the overlap of AI with gaming makes a huge deal of sense in my mind. So certainly bullish on gaming as another area to have in your sights. Then we have Jupuary. So Lavina covered this on Blockmates News. Jupiter have another big airdrop coming this January and then the following January as well. So TLDR, they went through a second voting round here, around 860 mil in tokens, potentially going to be airdropped. And this is going to happen before what they call Katstambull. So they're over in Istanbul, I think, doing a conference. And so this is over those 2 days, 25th to 26th of January. This should be rounded up by then. So this could be around that last week of Jan, the airdrop could hit. Hugely popular vote there. 87% were voting yes. Let's do Jupuary and drop some tokens on people's heads. So that is definitely interesting. Where Meow has said he wants to ensure that long-term members and people get converted into long-term members as a result of this. Eligibility snapshot taken in November. A link to check your eligibility will go live in December. Airdrop scheduled January 2025. Here's the JUP chart. It did dip down to $1. It's a market cap of 1.5 billion, but they're going to release a lot of tokens. Maybe this goes higher, maybe this goes lower. I'm not too sure, but stimulus will come for the crypto bros, which will be epic. I'm sure a lot of you have been using the DCA functions, limit orders, etc. on Jupiter Exchange. And also, if you've used, I think there's staking for JUP, you're likely to get a nice bigger bonus as well. That's 0.21 here. Stakers are going to be really taken care of, it seems. A portion of the allocation also to incentivize holding. So again, probably they're going to say you can get this up front and then more if you stake. And also they're saying we won't be allowing people who have maybe sibbled it or bots. We're going to be hyper-focused on real users. So they're going to have various checks in place. So very interesting stuff. I wouldn't be personally holding this token once it goes live, but I'm definitely looking forward to the stimulus check coming for this. And I think this is a very positive thing for the crypto space more broadly and for the on-chain Sol bags. Then last thing to notify you of is this. So Kaito AI is doing a YAP points program. So if you are a yapper on Twitter, you're going to be recognized. So the AI algorithms are scanning all the data on Twitter. And if you are putting together maybe useful information on CT, but you don't feel you're being kind of recognized for this, well, through their means, they will be marking you and giving you points based on, so say, for example, recently AI bags have repriced. So who was early to the AI narrative, you're going to get more points. There's a full release within this. Kaito AI marks the biggest public release yet. Our YAPs point program is live for everyone, collecting real-time points for the mindshare you contribute to crypto Twitter. There is a web page for this, requires a signing in process. I'm going to let other people be the lambs to the slaughter before I click on this link. And we'll see if people talk about this over the next few days, as this was just released in the last couple of hours. But imagine a points program where you don't really have to do much apart from just sign up and be yourself on Twitter, and your relevance to Mindshare, your alpha that you're distributing, potentially going to get you paid, which could be really interesting. So I think this is cool. Kaito team, continue to ship. Very bullish on them. And obviously if they have a token attached to this, as the kind of YAP program would seem to indicate, this token probably does extremely well also. We'll leave things off there. Bitcoin has just surpassed $99,000. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.